The content and subject of this review centers around homosexual relationships and is intended for a mature audience. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, YouTube land! I have decided to start my very own review series called Point of View Reviews. Now, I've decided to focus primarily on yaoi, in particular yaoi novels, but eventually it might go from yaoi novels to yaoi manga to just manga to anime, so it may make a transition, but for right now we're going to talk about some yaoi novels. For the guys in my audience, sorry. Today we're going to talk about these two. The Man Who Doesn't Take Off His Clothes. Kind of a long title. I fucking love these books. Anna Katani led an unremarkable life in every sense. Cursed with a girl's name and total disinterest in the stressful world of projects and corporate greed, he only accepts a position at a prestigious cosmetics company to appease a well-connected uncle. However, a chance meeting with an old high school pal proves to be the motivating spark that Katani craves. Suddenly, spearheading the risky design plans for the brand new men's line becomes Katani's passion, and his boss, the snobbish and demanding section chief Fujiwara, seems hell-bent on killing his dream. Why are these two merciless men tormenting each other? And what will finally happen when their rivalry violently binds them together? That's pretty much the summary. These two books, both of them are written in, this is Katani, both of them are written in Katani's point of view, third person. So we see Fujiwara all the way through his eyes. Now what is really remarkable about that is that most of the time in yaoi books, they switch from character to character. The narrative is omniscient. In Man Who Doesn't Take Off His Clothes, it's completely third person. There is no epilogue, there is no brief glimpse into Fujiwara's mind. It is all Katani. That in itself is very impressive, because not only do we get to see Katani's character, but we actually get in-depth views into Fujiwara's character simply by looking through Katani's eyes. So as far as the writing goes, these two books are practically superior to all the yaoi novels I've ever read. Now, these are two completely different stories. When this one starts off, it starts off very slowly. And I do mean slow. One sex scene, and it's at the very end. So a lot of people have a problem with this series because of that, and because in this one, Katani does some illegal shit. When it says that, yeah, getting this design approved is his passion, they're not kidding. Spoiler warning, but Katani basically kidnaps his boss, blackmails him, kidnaps him again, ties him up, forces him to be his boyfriend to try and hide the fact that he is kidnapping his boss from a coworker. Another thing about this book in particular, the first novel, is that, well, I mean, we're supposed to see Fujiwara as this stubborn jackass of a man, but I never saw Fujiwara as a bad guy in this one, you know, because Katani's the one who's doing all this crazy stuff. Why? Because his boss wouldn't approve a design? So, despite the fact that Katani is telling us that, oh, this guy's such a bad guy, no, he's a stubborn businessman who doesn't want to make a bad decision. We really feel sympathy for Fujiwara even before we get to know him in the second book. Now, despite this being very slow in you know, romantic pacing, it kept me going. It kept me reading. I was attached to this book for as long as I was reading it because I wanted to see how it would play out. Because when you pick up a book like this, you know that the two main characters are going to get together. You know that. So how? Because there are so many freaking hurdles here. With the way Katani treats Fujiwara, right? And I would have killed him. I would have killed Katani if he ever tried anything like that on me. And then we come to volume 2. He kind of does a 180 and turns completely around. He falters at the beginning, but then near the end, he has this big arc and they love each other and whatever. Where this lacks in smut, this makes up for it. I mean, oh, the reason that the scenes in here are so good is because you are waiting for them in here, so they're twice as sweet. You gotta remember, this was written in Japanese. These words here are probably not the original words used. This is not verbatim. So to have that kind of a voice crossing over into another language is very skilled on the writer's part. Not only that, but these are real characters. You really feel for these characters. They have development, they have arcs, they have secrets. And I know you think that, oh, the man who doesn't take off his clothes, that's kind of a weird name. This name actually has legitimacy towards the story, in Fujiwara in particular. So that's really all I'm going to tell you right now. A lot of people don't really like it because of this one, because of how slow it is and because of the stuff Katani does in this book. However, I love these novels. I really do. I have a little mini collection of yaoi novels, and in none of them are they as complex and as well written as they are here. This is not a light read, because you cannot have one without the other. If you just read this one, then you're going to be disappointed because you're left with a cliffhanger. If you just read this one, then you have no idea what's going on, because this one is a setup for this one. You are a veteran yaoi fan and you want a long-term investment and a really compelling story, these are the books you need to get. Yeah, these are fantastic. I'm starting off strong, but my next review... So yeah, I'll see you later.